Hello guys! Today's video is about Last of Us, series which was able to finally make a great cinematography from the story based on the game, and thanks to this we got a proper video game adaptation that will interest the wide range of fans. With this series, HBO followed up on its successful shows like Game of Thrones, True Detective, House of Dragons, Sopranos or Chernobyl. Thanks to it, HBO strengthened its position among players who know how to make a quality content through a long period of time, which can evoke emotions among many people. So, today we are talking about series The Last of Us. We probably all know how successful it has been in recent years to transform game titles into the movies and series. Mostly it didn't turn out the way the creators expected, and frequently it was a shitstorm with a low quality. Because of this, it's quite pleasant to see a series that managed to overcome this trend, and we finally got a proper game adaptation. I think it achieved this quality and positive response among the other things thanks to the fact that it remained true to source material from the game and didn't alternate stories so much. Other series didn't have as much respect for the source material and ended up as a rather poor quality and way beyond average product. I'm looking at you, Rings of Power. Overall, it can be said that in The Last of Us, the creators respected the source materials based on which they created the whole TV show. Thanks to this, we can see brilliantly filmed cutscenes from the game, and the most iconic ones, the series quotes word from word. Many years ago, a friend of mine told me about this game, saying it has the best story of all games he knows. At the time, I thought it would be cool if it was made into the movie or series. And now, here we are. The first episodes are quite intense as they show how the diseases that almost wipe out humanity started to spread out and the whole world went to the shit because it was impossible to fight against this pandemic. Thanks to the fact that we have all lived through the real global pandemic in recent years, we watched the first part of the series with the thoughts, can something similar happen again, only in the worst way? It's possible that because of this, first episode resonated with many viewers. The authors managed to capture a certain level of authenticity in the series, as was captured in the case of Chernobyl, which was so realistically displayed that people thought how terrible it would be if this happens in reality. Well, what can I say? A general overview of the world is probably an unreachable goal for many people. In the next parts, we follow the great characters' development of two main protagonists who will guide us through the entire first season, and their common chemistry worked just perfectly. The character of Joel, played by Pedro Pascal, is brilliantly portrayed, and when fans of the game were worried about finding an actor who could believably portray this legendary character, it looks like Pedro has given the character enough respect that it deserves. Another equally important component of the whole series is Ellie, played by Bella Ramsey, who can be remembered by lovers of good series from Game of Thrones. From her side, it's also a very high quality performance, even if for some fans the actress might be a little overacting in some scenes, but overall for me it was great to watch her on the screen. Due to unlikely events which bring these two characters together, they become the central protagonists which must survive in the post-apocalyptic world. Their fights with the infected are quite intense and to the larger extent also disgusting, since the infected with this fungus are quite gross. What is also worthy of a mention is a third episode which has quite a slower pace, but it has a really good characters building, and my emotional engagement with them slowly but gradually grows because the writers shows us a masterclass of excellent storytelling. It was depiction how many people imagine they would survive post-apocalyptic times, build a protected zone in secrecy, and live a quiet life in their own space. It can be said that the main theme of this episode was a love that carries characters through the hard times, and it was creating for them a place of sanctuary. This love creates a better place for living and a little of light in the darkness. It will be a different 30 years if character of Bill lived only by himself. This was really a nice depiction how love can create a life worth living and how important it is for all of us to make connections and relationships. For action post-apocalyptic TV show, this was really quite something. It could be said that the series is not primarily about the fighting with zombies, but about the relationships and the search for a meaning of life in a fucked up world. It may not suit everyone, but the fights with the infected doesn't dominate the series, and rather than mass-killing zombies, the TV show is a darker exploration of uncertainty and anxiety when civilization as we know it has ended. The series captures what it's like to try to keep moving forward with all your mental and physical strength and not losing hope. However, it isn't only a fight between humans and infected, but primary part of the series are the fights between the surviving people. The 8th episode was an intense ride full of violence and raw emotions. In contrast, the last episode dealt with the relationship between Joel and Ellie, which resulted into the legendary part in the hospital. It was nice to see that the writers stuck to the game's dialogues, thanks to which players could relive these moments again. The Last of Us will most likely attract the TV viewers and also longtime fans of the game, thanks to the fact that the series isn't just another average zombie apocalypse. Because of this, the finale of the first season was quite impressive, and I think that many of us are now wondering if the creators will manage to maintain the same quality also for the second season. So, do you like the first season of The Last of Us? Which part was most compelling for you? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, you will probably also like my other videos on this channel, so you can check them out. And if you know somebody who will also enjoy this content, I will be glad if you let them know. Anyway, if you watch video to this moment, thank you for your time and have a great day.